rehearsing, and that was good. I remember Gary driving me back home once, you know. He says, "This is the new single." And he showed me this picture disc, you know, of Our Friends Electric, and I was like, yeah, you know, sort of, yeah, it's very good. No, it was good, but I mean, I was just, I suppose I was quite jealous, really, you know. And next minute, it was absolutely massive thing, you know, it was absolutely huge, ridiculous. And so I was, because I was on tour. The thing is, what was good about Gary was he openly said, I'm influenced by Ultravox, and did really a lot for us, you know. It was almost a bit like trying not getting Ultravox back together after that. Because, I mean, I was doing a job, but I wasn't used to doing a job, even though I enjoyed it, you know. It was actually a nice change to not have that much responsibility, you know, because there was more responsibility I found from being in your own band, you know, than just turning up and... I don't mean that in any disrespect at all. I mean, it was a very exciting time, all that. The Visage thing was coming together. We did, before I went on tour, we did Tar. We did the first single. And we did that with Martin Rushent, who again was looking to get in on the act. We could tell that things were changing. He'd got tired of producing the Stranglers and just wanted a change. And he'd moved into this house, huge house. We had a lot of money there, down near Reading, swimming pool, the whole business. And there was a prefab house in the gardens, and he just literally just plonked all his gear in there, you know, and wired it up. And it had an MCI desk which we'd just been working on, which was at Connie Plank's studio in Germany. We did Sisters of Romance on that, so that was good. I was quite au fait with the desk. And we went and did Tar, and we put it out on his own label, Radar Records, which did sort of nothing really, not got a little bit of play. But I mean, to just, before we started properly with doing Visage, which is in the middle of summer at Martin's studio, this is in a, like, I was doing keyboards in the living room, you know, we'd do a bit of vocals in the bathroom. I mean, you're not talking high-tech studio here, but it was a deal, it's a production deal, you know, you get the time up front. And also, when I was on tour with Gary Newman, Ced Sharpley and Chris Payne, we were up on these big towers. Don't know if you see pictures from that tour, you know. And in the sound checks, they were doing this thing. I quite liked the Mini Moog, which was a big feature for Gary's stuff. Like the main melody of Cars is a Poly Moog. I think they weren't all that used at the time because they were an absolute fortune, you know, they were about £6 grand or something. Synthesizers were expensive then. And yeah, but just to cut a long story short, they were playing this thing and I liked it. And we started working on it in the sound check. And I took them in to do a demo at Martin Rushent's studio in the middle of the tour. And that was the backing track for Fade to Grey, you know, because they, when we were short of tracks when we were doing the Visage album later on that year. And I brought that one in. And, you know, that was the main, well, that was a big hit for Visage. You know.
How did sorry, I'll just stop you there, I just need to...
Oh no, it's a squeaky thing.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So just tell us a little bit about that.
I think a lot of people will think, well, God, he had a good enough chance, but it was kind of the climate, you know. We didn't get a proper smell of it because of the punk thing had just had a stranglehold over everything, and so we're about to be dropped. And like I say, we'd just done special guests at the Reading Festival to the Jam. Paul Weller used to come to our gigs a lot. We'd done 5 nights at the Marquee, sold out. You know, we were like, hey, you know, big news here. And then we were just dropped, you know, and so it was a right downer. And Richard Griffiths, this guy who helped us, who liked us, liked the music, helped us a lot. Worked for Ireland at the time. He got us a last gig we did in that lineup in Britain at the Marquee on Christmas Eve, exactly 20 years ago. And so he's dishing out the money afterwards in the backstage, and it's 100 quid or something. And we're aware that we're like a lot in debt, and we're also at the time wondering whether we're going to get our gear back, but Ireland, they're okay, you know, I mean, Christ, we just went and got it. So that was that, you know, and then Rusty was around there, Rusty Egan, and he just said, do you fancy coming around to this club? I've got a club around the corner called Billy's Club, strange name, and it's like 50 yards. It was like fine. We were pretty apathetic, but not that apathetic to just walk round there. And just got blasted really on these blue cocktail drinks, and it was just a vibe to listen to. He was playing Quiet Man, which was brilliant, just to hear it out of a live gig and in a club. I thought it was good actually, you know. I've enjoyed dance music myself, you know, and nice to. And it was a bit like he's going against the flow. We've just been going against the flow, and look what's happened to us. And also, I knew he'd just been dropped from with the rich kids, and he was playing Bowie, Kraftwerk, Ultravox, and you know, it was like the start